So the number one thing you need to know heading into today's trading is that the futures are red. The futures are red. The S&P is red. The Dow is red. The Nasdaq is red. And we are down. We are down in the Nasdaq 1.94 points. Wow, that's a sell-off, if you ask me. 1.49 points in the S&P. And I'm not even going to touch. The VIX is really, really up. So be careful for today. We have a VIX that is extremely dangerous. We're up 17% on the day. This could spike even higher. So the last time we had 28 VIX, and I think we can reach it. So check out these two sell-offs in the market. I don't think we're going to have that big of a sell-off today, or even this week. I think we're going to have a 3-5% sell-off, and then we're done. But on the other hand, let's take a look at oil, because oil spiked like crazy. Also did a trade on oil. I'm going to come to my trades just in a couple of seconds. But oil is spiking here. Oil is going up. Fear is still in the market. But I do have to say, let's just go to the weeklies. Let's just go to the weeklies, because the last time we had this kind of spikes in oil, well, it went away. After that, it went away. Oil is very, very, very well oversold right here. We are currently sitting at 71.91, so 72 RSI. We have reached, I think, the maximum that we can reach in oil. It's just a couple of more ticks. Something will happen in the next couple of hours or days, and I think we're going to see a sell-off in oil. Now, this could happen. This could also not happen. This could also go further up. So who knows? But the probabilities are pointing towards a sell-off in oil. Natural gas also spiking now. Of course, we have pullback in gold and silver, and this is due to the entire problem in the stock market. And that is, once again, the only one thing that could spike a recession, and that is a credit risk. So credit risk is in, and that is the same story that we had until now, and that is Blue Owl, BlackRock, everybody that has those loans against software. So there's software loans, so investments in software. They took short-term investments, set it into long-term treasuries, and now they may have a liquidity problem. Basically, bank runs are happening once more, and we're seeing kind of a sell-off in the market. Now, Bitcoin is selling off, Ethereum is selling off, and not even gold and silver can hold here the line for you. Some terribly solid. I'm also going to talk about the trades that I'm in just a couple of seconds, but it seems that nothing can help you right now, excepting oil, for that sad reason, actually. I do send out my regards, because I hate wars. That's so unnecessary. But the only reason oil and gas is spiking is because of the situation in Iran. Those poor people are suffering decisions that are not their own. They are decisions made by leaders, whether it's the U.S., whether it's Iran, whether it is who else is in there? Well, nevertheless, we don't have to suffer for the decisions that others make. That's my opinion. We only need to suffer for decisions, or we should suffer for the decisions that we make on our own. That is what I like. Building my own wealth, protecting my own wealth, my decisions, my responsibility. Let's talk about the market just a little bit. I would say that we're going to have a nice little sell. So let's take a look at the S&P. So what we have here, not failure to communicate, but what we have here is a probability of touch on a 200-day moving average. And it's actually the futures market. So we are looking like this. In pre-market is the S&P 500 index. And we touched yesterday the 100-day moving average, bounced off of it. But today we just flushed through it. So the question is now, if this will not go over the 100-day moving average, then the next day, so the 100-day moving average was up here, and we kind of went through it. So we just, in the pre-market, was We went through it. Now the next line of defense is the 200-day moving average. And from here to here, so let's just say from yesterday till what the sell-off can be is a 3.25% more sell-off. And that would be great, actually. Even if it goes through it, I don't think that's a problem. Just hold on, my opinion, hold on, don't sell, look, stay cool, stay calm. This is how we build and protect our wealth, by not selling when others are panicking. So just stay calm, relax. Let this couple of days go in whichever direction if you want. There's a really good plan. So I'm going to tell you a secret right now. It's a bit complicated, but what you have to do is take your hands and sit on them. That's it. Don't do anything. Take your hands and just sit on them. So take your hands, sit on them, don't do anything until the market recovers. Okay? Simple as that. Why? Most money is lost in these kinds of panic selling. So we will probably see the market open, flush down, hit that 200-day moving average, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and then just take off again. And then you're going to be sitting there and saying, oh my God, I just sold everything. When will I get in? Where will I get back in? And you can't get back in because you're going to wait for another pullback and another pullback and another pullback, and the market will just take off without you. As soon as you leave the party, everything comes out. I almost said a couple of things here, but I'm not going to say it. But don't leave the party. Stay in the party, stay cool, stay relaxed, take a breath, and let this sell-off happen. Now I'm going to also talk about gold and silver. We saw that we went over the 61 Fibonacci extension, and gold held its position. Now, bad news came out, gold sold off, and this is actually the futures market. So gold sold off to the 100-day moving to the 20-day moving average, actually, and it bounced. So I think we're okay here with gold. I think that we are going to see a new all-time high in gold. And I would just keep calm. Now, on the other hand, silver is not looking that good. Silver, I think, is going to bounce around here. I think we have seen the max in silver. I'm in silver. We're going to come to my position just in a couple of seconds. And I think it's kind of it for silver. My opinion. If you have any kind of other ideas, silver to 120 once more, leave it in the comment section below. Let me hear your thoughts. I would really like to hear other opinions. I would love to. But in my opinion, silver is done. Going to have spikes and lows and highs, but silver will be done for now, maybe even for a couple of more decades. Maybe it's going to put in somewhere here between the 61 Fibonacci extension. The problem is just technically, kind of looks like a gold. But technically, it did not go over the 61 Fibonacci extension when gold rallied. And it does not seem that it wants to rally. Has another sell-off here. Maybe it's going to go, however, maybe it's going to just take longer for silver. But I wouldn't bet the house on silver right now. On the other hand, copper. I love copper. I like copper here. I would love for copper to have a beautiful sell-off. Just like it had here. I lost so much money. Actually, I didn't lose money, but I missed out on something. And, well, I sold, let me just think about, I sold it. So I bought it somewhere here. I bought a little bit back here and then sold it right here. It was a short, okay? So closed my short position prematurely and made 10% on, I think I would have made 300%. But hey, didn't do it. So, and also down here, I was thinking, man, I should buy some copper. Didn't do it. And 1 year later, we have a major run in copper. I think we're going to have more extensions in copper. You can see that copper has here negative divergence. The copper price high, but we see the RSI under 50 and pointing downwards, being even weaker and weaker and weaker. So this kind of pointing downwards for copper sell-offs. I would love to see copper down here. Maybe hit down here. Oh, oops. I don't think you can see this. My face, my beautiful face. I think the copper, I would love copper. I don't think, I would love copper to come down here. It has beautiful support in this area right here. And why not? Come on, copper. Come down here. I'll add some copper longs. Why do you do it through an ETF? Why do you do it through futures? I wouldn't do it. But through an ETF, I would add some copper for the long term because the AI build up, the AI power generation is needed and for that, we need copper. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So let's move on now to Bitcoin. Bitcoin also still, although having its sell-off, still in the same region that we talked about multiple times. Copper holding on in a 66,000, 55,000 region. I would love it to come down here, but I don't think it's going to happen. And if Bitcoin, the most speculative, it's no longer the most speculative because now ETFs hold it. IBIT, I'm in IBIT, I'm also in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, in a different account. I'm even in MSTR, in MicroStrategy, or only micro. I don't know what to call itself. The Ponzi scheme, you know, the Ponzi scheme, the micro Ponzi scheme, the macro Ponzi scheme, whatever you want to call it. So I'm in there and I'm waiting for a beautiful bounce here because I think Bitcoin is just waiting right now to have its next leg up higher and higher. So let me go to my trades. These are only the verticals. Yeah. So these are only on the Tasty. This is not the long-term portfolio. I did one trade today that was on crude oil. You can see it's closed up here. Yep. This is where I closed it up. And 1:46 p.m. That's my time. Close it up, got $60. I'm okay. Yesterday I got $100. And this, I don't know why. I already reported this to Tasty. I don't know what is happening. I want to try to close this. Nothing to be closed here. I can't click it through. But yes, this is my current position in oil. Made a couple of bucks there in oil. Sold, and I sold the vertical, just a vertical in oil. Not trusting oil right now. As I said, I think this little fella is peaking. I should have sold it actually up here. Was up $90. Put in the good to cancel for $100. Didn't hit it, and I was seeing this coming down. Maybe it's going to have another leg up higher. I would wait for a bigger sell-off in oil, so a tiny pullback in oil. Let's call it what it is, because if a sell-off comes in oil, then all bets are off. We're going to see the signals from Iran that everything is okay, and we will see oil back at 50, 60, something like that. There's no reason for higher prices in oil currently. Okay, so if anybody tells you anything else, they're wrong. Listen, there's really no reason for higher prices in oil. Everybody got their oil reserves, so that's it. I am going to release tonight, shortly before after the closing bell, I'm going to release a complete saga on the Netflix Warner Brothers Paramount thing, and where it started, how it went in the middle, what happened to who, and how it ended. So check out that video. It's going to come out later today. In the other time, I also mentioned there the trade that I'm in, or the trades and my other position in Netflix, and what I'm planning to do with the Netflix stock. Okay, now let's move on to gold. So I have this vertical in gold. This is going to open 100% negative. This GLD is the ETF, so not in futures. SLV, the ETF for silver, have two verticals here. This is going to be massively in the red zone. I'm not worried because we have support in oil, we have support in silver. I think they're going to bounce. With the stock market, they just have to go through the motions today. Now, I'm looking here to make some money because yesterday I sold a call on my leaps, against my leaps. So I'm expecting on this move downwards on IBIT to bring in some cash. Maybe it's going to pop today. Maybe I'm going to hold it till tomorrow. Let's see. So I'm expecting to make those delicious $70. But I'm actually much more expecting to make half of that. So $35. I'm happy with it. I'm going to close the trade. Next up is NVIDIA. Sold a call yesterday, so I was really inspired. Hopefully, we're not going to see a spike in NVIDIA today because this is going to hurt me a lot. I sold a 25 delta against my long leaps, so I can hardly wait to make some money, make some income on NVIDIA right there. So this is my trade setup. What I'm also looking for today maybe is a 0DT Ion Condor on XPX, although today could be dangerous. Could be dangerous today to put on a 0DT Ion Condor. Let's see. The ES minis are down 120 points with implied volatility of 28.8. So volatility is high. Selling premium is in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Norbert Menhardt. This is Wealth Down, and this is where we build and protect wealth. Like and subscribe, and catch you next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.